Howdy, it's Matt, and in this episode we've got in the background it's an FPV flight with the Mini Skywalker, and I don't know if you know the story behind this one. Basically I bought the Mini Skywalker as just a very simple model just to dawdle around with flying FPV, and it's absolutely spot on. I can't tell you how much I enjoy the Mini Skywalker, and if you haven't seen the whole story about this, in the top right hand corner now was the buying decision between Hobby King and Banggood. Oh, and the irony that it did actually arrive with me before it would have done from Hobby King, even though it came from China, which was a bit odd. And also in the top right hand corner now, sorry, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? In the top right hand corner now is the link to the build overview video as well, and also in the top right hand corner now sorry, I couldn't resist, is a link to the video where I've been and made some other improvements to the Mini Skywalker. Now, my next part of the Mini Skywalker adventure is this, which you probably didn't make out on my desk, which is that. Now, in this pack is two of slightly different batteries to these, and they are the NCR 18650B batteries, or there are some grey ones. I'll put a link to the right ones in the video description. And the curious thing about this battery pack is that you may notice that it's two cells. So I've put that up on the camera for you. And I made and soldered this up myself. And what I'll do as I'm talking here, I'll put some screenshots up on the screen for you. And these battery packs are very, very easy to solder. Literally every single solder joint I had completed within or well within 5 seconds for each solder joint. It was literally just prior work, scuff up the ends, load up the solder tip with loads of solder, push in really, really hard, get the solder onto the ends of the batteries, and then the same again when you're putting on the actual connectors itself. And it was a very, very simple process, and what I've been and ended up with is a 2S battery pack which has got a rating, okay, get this, 3,200 milliamperes for something which weighs absolute peanuts. I'm here looking for my scales, which I can't see them, so I want to say, because I weighed them the other morning, no, in fact, I'll tell you what, because it's so clear, I've got a sneaky suspicion they're off in the office. No, sorry, I don't know what I've done. I really don't know what I've done with my scales. What I will do in the bottom of this video, I'll put a little green out bar telling you the actual weight of these. But I can tell you, I'm going to guess 176 grams or thereabouts. I fully charged them up before I left. And this flight was around 10 minutes, something like that. I've chopped a few pieces out. And the curious thing is that this battery is that if I now go and plug her in, right now, 62%. So 10 minutes flight was 38%. Now, I'd also like to note that even though it was a very quiet morning, I can't help myself. I was using far too much throttle for that model. I could have probably flown around with half the throttle which I was doing, so only like a quarter throttle. But I wanted just to get some distance in with her, which I probably did, as you'll be able to see from the video playing in the background. So yeah, if you were curious about whether these 18650 batteries work and whether it's worth the effort in making them, hands down, absolutely. So if I'd been a little bit more conservative, which with my flight and my throttle, then I would easily got 20 minutes out of that. And when you're doing the maths on this pack, is that potentially there's an hour's flight time in that for that model, which is just crazy, absolutely crazy. Now, my next step from here is to take this pack and then make myself a 3S pack. So take 3 of these and make them into a 3S pack, and also make them so that it actually fits into the Skywalker. So I'm actually going to end up, I'll put this up on the camera for you. What I will end up with is a pack which looks like that, if you can see it okay on the camera. So that it fits in nicely into the Skywalker, because I just don't have the height in the front of the nose or the width inside of the actual model itself. So I'll have to make a special arrangement, excuse me, for that model specifically with those batteries. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Tons of flight time, loads of thrust. I did check them out on the power thrust, not the thrust meter, but the watt meter for checking the power. And yeah, it would pull straight out to 10 amps, oodles of thrust, and it would just stop dead on 10 amps. So the batteries which I was using must have current limiting chips with inside of them. So yeah, super impressed, absolutely impressed with its there was throttle, there was power there when I needed it. And like I said, I'm going to own up to, as much as I bought that model for dawdling around with FPV with, the reality was I was just flying it around, just trying to get some distance in, and it was an absolutely fantastic flight. So on that note, I'm going to leave the rest of the FPV footage running. Enjoy the flight, and if you're wondering, Matt, this flight is really boring, you're just dawdling around. Exactly, that is exactly why I bought the Mini Skywalker. It fulfills every single requirement of what I had for that model. And yeah, I know there's other models kicking around like the Nano Sky Hunter or the Micro Sky Hunter, but to be honest, I really like my Mini Skywalker. Just such a fantastic little model just to dawdle around with FPV on. I have been and put a stabilizer in here, which does need a bit of a adjustment inside because it is definitely leaning off to one side, so I just need to go and give it a poke with a screwdriver to level it back out. But that aside, absolutely brilliant. I can't rate this little model any better than saying to you that it is absolutely brilliant. And if I broke my Mini Skywalker, I would go and buy another one tomorrow. Brilliant little flat platform. I'll put all the full specs of my build in the video description to help you. And of course, if you've got any questions about the Mini Skywalker, just ask in the comments section underneath this video. And of course, maybe you're a Mini Skywalker owner. Do share with others what your setup is, and you can share that with them again in the comments section underneath this video. So with that said, time for me to go. Thank you ever so much for watching this episode, and I'll leave the FPV running here in the background. So for myself, Matt, cheerios.